Good, if you are over 40, this is a moment to pause and reflect. Life does not wait, and it does not give second chances for wasted time. Here are 9 lessons to guide you through life with calm, clarity, and purpose. Control your actions, not what you cannot change. This is one of the most important ideas to understand, especially as life grows more complicated and responsibilities increase. So often, people spend their time worrying about events, people, or circumstances that are completely outside of their control. They get upset when someone says something hurtful, when a plan fails, or when unexpected problems arise. Yet all this worry changes nothing. It does not improve the situation. It does not make the person or the event different, and it does not bring peace to your mind. The only thing that is truly within your power is how you respond, how you act, and how you think. If you can focus on your own actions and choices, you gain clarity and strength that worry alone can never give. Life will always bring things you cannot control. People will behave in ways you do not expect. Health may falter. The economy may change. Relationships may strain. These are facts of life, unavoidable and often unpredictable. To get upset or angry at these events is like trying to stop the wind or the tide. It is a waste of energy, and it leads to frustration and suffering. Instead, direct your attention to what you can do. You cannot control another person's words, but you can control your reaction. You cannot control the past, but you can control how you act today. You cannot prevent misfortune, but you can face it with patience and wisdom. This is freedom, the ability to remain steady in the middle of chaos. When you focus only on what you can control, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. You stop blaming others, and you stop blaming yourself for events that are beyond your power. You stop letting fear or anger dominate your life. You begin to act with intention, making decisions based on reason rather than impulse. Every choice becomes a small exercise in discipline. You can choose patience instead of anger, understanding instead of judgment, effort instead of despair. You can focus on what you do best, on the things where your energy has real impact. This is how a life of purpose is built, one action at a time, with clarity and effort directed where it truly matters. It is natural to feel frustration when life does not go as planned. But the moment you notice that frustration, you have a choice. You can continue to fight what you cannot control, or you can redirect your mind to what you can control, your own thoughts, words, and deeds. This redirection is the key to inner peace. Each time you succeed in focusing only on your own actions, your confidence grows. You see that you are not powerless, even when circumstances are difficult. You see that you are capable of responding wisely rather than reacting blindly. And this builds resilience because the world will continue to change, and it will continue to test you. But you will always have this anchor, your own reasoned choices. Learning to focus only on what you can control is not easy. It takes constant attention and practice. Your mind will naturally want to wander to worries, regrets, or fears about things you cannot change. But each time you catch yourself, you can gently guide yourself back. Is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, act with clarity and purpose. This simple distinction, applied consistently, changes the quality of your life. By practicing this, you begin to see life differently. You understand that much of what people chase, approval, wealth, comfort, recognition, is fragile and uncertain. What truly matters is what you can control, because your actions are the only reliable foundation in a shifting world. When you accept this fully, you find a sense of stability and calm that cannot be shaken by events outside your control. Your mind becomes your own, your life becomes intentional, and your spirit grows stronger every day. Value time over money. This is one of the most important lessons to understand, especially as you grow older and begin to realize how quickly life passes. Money can buy comfort, convenience, and certain pleasures, but it cannot buy back time. Once a moment is gone, it is gone forever. No amount of wealth can return it. People often spend their lives chasing money, thinking it will bring happiness or security, but in the process, they sacrifice the very resource that is most precious. Time is the foundation of life. How you use it determines the quality of your days, the depth of your experiences, and the legacy you leave behind. Every day, you are given a finite amount of time. You can spend it wisely or waste it. but you can never earn more. Some people spend hours each day on distractions that do not matter, complaining, gossiping, scrolling endlessly through screens, or chasing things that provide only temporary pleasure. These actions may feel necessary or urgent, but in truth, they consume the most valuable resource you have. When you measure your life, it will not be in money or possessions, but in moments lived with purpose, attention, and awareness. Each day lost to meaningless pursuits is a day that can never be reclaimed. Money can be replaced, it can be earned, saved, invested, or lost and regained. Time, on the other hand, moves in one direction, unstoppable and irreversible. This is why valuing time above all else is a principle that leads to freedom. When you prioritize money over time, you risk becoming a slave to work, debt, or societal expectations. You trade moments with loved ones, opportunities to learn, experiences that broaden the mind, and moments of rest and reflection for something that ultimately cannot bring true fulfillment. But when you place time first, you begin to see your choices clearly. You start asking yourself, how will this action affect my life in a week, a year, or a decade? Does it honor the limited hours I have? Am I using my energy in a way that brings real value? To value time over money is also to value your own growth. The hours you spend reading, thinking, practicing skills, or reflecting on life are investments that no one can take from you. They shape your character, strengthen your mind, and deepen your understanding. Money may provide opportunities, but it cannot build wisdom, patience, courage, or virtue. These qualities come from how you spend your time, how you face challenges, and how you choose to act in each moment. Each day is a chance to build a life worth living, but only if you are aware of how precious your time truly is. People often fear losing money, but fail to notice how quickly they lose time. They will postpone meaningful conversations, delay personal growth, and ignore experiences that matter, thinking that money can fix everything later. Yet time cannot be fixed or postponed. When you grasp this truth, you begin to live differently. You plan not just to accumulate wealth, but to accumulate memories, skills, relationships, and understanding. You use each day intentionally, recognizing that even small actions, repeated consistently, can shape a meaningful life. Valuing time over money also means letting go of unnecessary attachment to wealth. You work to support yourself, to provide for those you care about, and to live with dignity. But you do not let money control your choices. You do not sacrifice health, relationships, or your integrity for more coins. You understand that wealth is a tool, not a purpose. When money becomes secondary to time, you make decisions based on what truly matters, not what society or desire demands. This awareness changes how you approach every action. You become mindful of how each hour is spent. You become selective about obligations and distractions. You invest in things that bring real meaning, not temporary satisfaction. You prioritize growth, love, and purpose, knowing that these are the returns that no amount of money can ever provide. Face difficulties with courage. Life is full of challenges, obstacles, and hardships that test the strength of your mind and spirit. No one is exempt from pain, loss, or setbacks. Illness, failure, disappointment, and betrayal are all part of the human experience. The question is not whether they will happen, but how you will respond when they do. Many people spend their lives avoiding difficulties, hoping that life will be easy or fair. And when problems come, they are overwhelmed, anxious, or defeated. But courage does not mean the absence of fear or struggle. Courage means acknowledging fear, difficulty, and discomfort, and choosing to act rightly despite them. Difficulties are inevitable, but they are also opportunities. Each challenge is a chance to practice patience, resilience, and wisdom. When faced with a problem, you have a choice. You can shrink from it, complain about it, or let it control your emotions. Or you can meet it directly, with focus and determination. The world does not owe you ease or comfort. Accepting this fact allows you to face obstacles without bitterness. When you approach life with courage, even the harshest situations become lessons. Pain becomes a teacher, and obstacles become exercises in strength and self-control. Courage is not only about grand actions or heroic deeds. It is also about the small, everyday decisions. It is the courage to speak the truth when it is difficult, to act with integrity when others take the easy path, to keep going when your body or mind resists. It is the courage to endure loss without surrendering your spirit, to continue working toward your goals even when progress seems slow, and to maintain calm when events do not unfold as you hoped. Each small act of courage builds the character needed to face larger challenges. Fear and discomfort are natural responses to difficulty. It is normal to feel anxious when facing uncertainty, to grieve when loss occurs, and to feel frustration when obstacles slow your path. The difference lies in how you respond to these emotions. Courage allows you to acknowledge them without being controlled by them. You see them clearly, understand their source, and choose your action based on reason, not impulse. Fear becomes a signal, not a master, and challenge becomes a call to act, not a reason to retreat. Many people avoid difficulties because they value comfort over growth. Yet comfort without challenge is empty, and a life lived only for ease is shallow. Difficulties shape your mind, refine your character, and reveal your true strengths. They force you to think, to adapt, and to prioritize what matters. Each hardship endured with courage strengthens your resilience, preparing you for the next inevitable challenge. Life is a continuous series of tests, and courage is the tool that allows you to pass them with dignity. Courage also requires honesty with yourself. You cannot be courageous if you are blind to reality. Accept the situation as it is without exaggeration or denial. See the challenge clearly, assess what you can do, and act accordingly. Complaining about unfairness or wishing things were different only wastes energy and clouds your judgment. True courage comes from clear vision and deliberate action. When you face difficulties with courage, you influence more than your own life. Your attitude can inspire others, calm those around you, and create stability in chaos. Courage spreads quietly, but powerfully because it demonstrates that adversity can be met with reason and determination. You become an example of how to live fully, even when life is hard, showing that hardship does not have to break the spirit. Courage is cultivated through practice, reflection, and repeated effort. Every difficulty, large or small, is an opportunity to strengthen it. You may stumble, feel fear, or make mistakes, but each time you act despite these obstacles, you build a mind and spirit capable of enduring anything. Over time, courage becomes a natural part of who you are, guiding your actions, calming your fears, and giving you the confidence to face whatever life brings. Keep your mind calm. Life will constantly present situations that test your patience, provoke anger, or stir fear. People will act unfairly, plans will fail, and unexpected events will disrupt your routine. It is natural to feel frustration, worry, or irritation in these moments, but how you handle these emotions determines the quality of your life. A mind that remains calm, even amidst chaos, is a powerful tool. Calmness allows you to think clearly, make better decisions, and act with purpose rather than being swept away by impulses or emotions. Many people allow external events to dictate their inner state. They react immediately to insults, setbacks, or disappointments, often saying or doing things they later regret. This is because the mind has not been trained to remain steady. Calmness does not mean ignoring reality or suppressing emotion. It means observing the situation without letting it dominate your thoughts or actions. When you encounter a difficulty, you pause, take a breath, and assess what can be done, instead of responding purely from instinct or anger. This pause is the space where wisdom grows, where reason takes charge, and where your actions reflect your true values. Keeping your mind calm is especially important when dealing with people. Conflicts, misunderstandings, and hurtful words are inevitable. If you allow anger or frustration to control your response, you may escalate the conflict or harm relationships unnecessarily. A calm mind responds with patience, clarity, and understanding. It can listen before judging, consider before reacting, and act with integrity instead of emotion. Calmness does not mean weakness. It is a form of strength that allows you to navigate the world more effectively. Daily life is full of small disturbances, traffic, delays, mistakes, or criticism. While these may seem minor, reacting to each one with agitation slowly drains energy and peace of mind. Training yourself to remain calm in these small matters prepares you for larger challenges. Calmness is a habit built over time, through repeated practice. Each moment in which you choose composure over irritation strengthens your ability to face future difficulties without being overwhelmed. Calmness also allows you to see situations clearly. When the mind is agitated, judgments are clouded, and actions are often driven by emotion rather than reason. You may exaggerate problems, misinterpret intentions, or make decisions that create further complications. A calm mind, on the other hand, observes events objectively, distinguishes what is important from what is trivial, and responds with thoughtfulness. This clarity is essential for living a life guided by purpose and wisdom, rather than reaction and chaos. Meditation, reflection, and mindful awareness are tools to cultivate calmness. By regularly observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, you train the mind to remain centered even in stressful situations. You learn to notice when anger or anxiety arises, and instead of following it automatically, you choose a more reasoned response. This practice does not remove the difficulties of life, but it changes how you experience and respond to them, giving you greater control and peace. A calm mind also strengthens your relationships, your work, and your personal growth. When you remain composed, others are more likely to trust you, respect your decisions, and seek your guidance. Your actions become deliberate and measured, reflecting thoughtfulness rather than impulsivity. This stability allows you to act consistently with your values, even when external circumstances are unpredictable. Ultimately, calmness is a form of freedom. It frees you from being controlled by events, other people's actions, or your own fluctuating emotions. It allows you to act from reason, maintain focus on what truly matters, and face life's challenges with steadiness. Cultivating this inner calm is not easy, but it is one of the most valuable skills you can develop, because a mind that remains calm in chaos is a mind that remains strong, clear, and capable. Live simply and desire less. Life often feels overwhelming because people chase more than they need. More money, more possessions, more recognition, and more pleasures. Yet in this endless pursuit, peace of mind slips away. When you simplify, when you reduce desires and focus only on what truly matters, life becomes lighter and more manageable. Simplicity is not about poverty or deprivation. It is about clarity, control, and freedom. It is about choosing what adds value and letting go of what distracts or harms you. Most desires are endless. Once one goal is achieved, another appears and another, creating a cycle that never stops. This constant striving creates anxiety, stress, and dissatisfaction because it relies on things outside your control for your happiness. By reducing desires, you shift focus from what is fleeting to what is enduring. You learn to appreciate what you have instead of always chasing more. This creates contentment, not from external circumstances, but from a disciplined mind that understands the difference between needs and wants. Living simply also brings clarity. When life is filled with clutter, both physical and mental, it becomes harder to see what truly matters. Simple living reduces distractions and allows focus on relationships, health, character, and purpose. When you own fewer things, you spend less time maintaining them, worrying about losing them, or comparing yourself to others. When your mind desires less, it spends less energy on anxiety, envy, and regret. Both simplicity and moderation give you control over your attention, which is one of the most valuable resources in life. Desire is not inherently bad, but unexamined desire can rule your life. Wanting money, possessions, or fame for the wrong reasons leads to stress, dissatisfaction, and mistakes. Desire often encourages comparison, envy, and competition, which distracts from personal growth and inner peace. By examining and limiting desires, you train the mind to be satisfied with what is sufficient. This does not mean stopping ambition or effort. It means aligning efforts with reason and purpose, rather than constant craving. True happiness is found in appreciating what you have and acting wisely, not in accumulating more. Simplicity also strengthens resilience. Life is unpredictable, and loss is inevitable. The fewer attachments you have to external things, the less vulnerable you are to disappointment and suffering. A person attached to wealth, status, or possessions will feel shaken when they are lost. A person who lives simply, however, carries within them a source of stability that cannot be taken away. Freedom from excess desire allows you to face change with calmness and clarity, to act with wisdom, and to endure challenges without unnecessary suffering. Living simply does not require extreme measures. It can be as small as reducing clutter, avoiding unnecessary purchases, or spending time only on meaningful activities. It can be reflected in how you use your time, how you interact with others, and how you think about your needs. Every choice to remove what is unnecessary is a choice to make space for what truly matters. Simplicity cultivates gratitude, mindfulness, and focus. It allows you to appreciate small pleasures, build deeper relationships, and devote energy to personal growth and virtue. Desire less and focus more on what you can control in your actions, your character, and your mind. When desires are limited, you are less driven by fear, anxiety, or comparison. You are free to pursue what is meaningful rather than what is superficial. Each day becomes less cluttered with distractions, and each decision is guided by reason rather than impulse. Life becomes more intentional, less burdened by unnecessary wants, and more aligned with the values that sustain inner peace. By living simply and desiring less, you reclaim your time, your energy, and your attention. You find contentment in sufficiency rather than excess. You develop strength of character and freedom of mind. You begin to understand that the pursuit of endless wealth, status, or pleasure is not the path to happiness, but clarity, moderation, and simplicity are. Accept change as inevitable. Life is constantly in motion, and nothing remains the same. People age, circumstances shift, relationships evolve, and the world around you transforms in ways you cannot predict. Resisting change creates frustration, fear, and suffering because you are trying to fight what is natural. Accepting change, on the other hand, brings freedom, clarity, and peace. Understanding that change is inevitable allows you to flow with life rather than being crushed by its currents. Many people fear change because it brings uncertainty. They want things to stay as they are, even when circumstances are no longer beneficial. They cling to familiar routines, old habits, or past experiences because these give a sense of comfort and control. But life does not pause for comfort or preference. It moves whether you are ready or not. Accepting this truth does not mean passivity or weakness. It means recognizing reality, understanding the limits of your control, and responding with reason and preparation rather than panic and resistance. Change often comes with loss. People you love may leave, health may decline, financial situations may shift, and plans may fail. Each loss tests your resilience and your ability to adapt. When you resist change, you amplify suffering. When you accept it, you see that life is simply a series of events, some within your control, many outside it. Acceptance allows you to respond wisely, to focus on solutions rather than complaints, and to maintain your peace even in difficult circumstances. Acceptance of change also allows for growth. Every new situation, no matter how challenging, offers lessons and opportunities. Life's transformations push you to adapt, learn, and develop skills you might never have discovered otherwise. Without change, growth is impossible. By embracing the natural rhythm of life, you can turn challenges into opportunities for improvement, and disruptions into moments of insight and resilience. Change is not an enemy but a teacher, showing you what is essential and what is unnecessary, what is within your power and what is not. The natural cycles of life also remind you of your own mortality. Bodies age, youth fades, and life moves toward its end. Accepting change means understanding that these cycles are universal and unavoidable. It helps you value the present, focus on meaningful actions, and avoid wasting energy on denial or fear. By embracing change, you strengthen your ability to live fully in the moment, making choices based on reason and virtue rather than anxiety about what will come. Resistance to change often comes from attachment. People hold tightly to possessions, status, routines, or relationships, believing that their happiness depends on these things remaining the same. But attachment increases suffering because everything is impermanent. By loosening attachment, you reduce fear and disappointment. You become flexible, adaptable, and capable of maintaining inner stability no matter what life brings. Your peace no longer depends on external circumstances, but on the steadiness of your mind and the strength of your character. Change also teaches humility. It reminds you that you are not the center of the universe, and that the world does not bend to your desires. Accepting change allows you to see your place in a larger pattern, to recognize that life has its own rhythm, and to act in harmony with it rather than against it. This understanding reduces frustration, cultivates patience, and fosters gratitude for what you have in each passing moment. Accepting change is not a single act. It is a continuous practice. Every day brings new experiences, some pleasant, some difficult. Each moment offers the choice to resist or embrace, to complain or adapt, to be rigid or flexible. By cultivating the habit of accepting change, you prepare yourself for life's unpredictability, strengthen your resilience, and free yourself from the unnecessary suffering that comes from resisting what cannot be controlled. Be kind, but protect your peace. Life is full of people with different intentions, opinions, and behaviors. Some will act fairly, others selfishly, and some even cruelly. You cannot control how others behave, but you can control how you respond. Kindness is a choice, a deliberate action that reflects your values and character. It is not weakness, nor is it an obligation to please everyone. True kindness is balanced with wisdom. It considers both the needs of others and the preservation of your own well-being. Many people misunderstand kindness. They believe it means saying yes to every request, ignoring their own needs, or tolerating behavior that harms them. This approach leads to resentment, frustration, and exhaustion. Kindness without boundaries is not sustainable, and it often benefits others at the cost of your peace. True kindness is thoughtful, deliberate, and measured. It means helping when you can, listening when it matters, and responding with understanding, all while maintaining your own stability and integrity. Protecting your peace is essential because your mind is your most valuable asset. If you allow yourself to be constantly disturbed by others' negativity, insults, or unreasonable demands, your clarity and judgment are weakened. A person who acts without inner calm cannot act with wisdom or true kindness. By setting boundaries, choosing when and how to help, and knowing when to step back, you maintain the strength needed to act effectively. Protecting your peace is not selfishness. It is a form of self-respect and a prerequisite for meaningful action in the world. Kindness combined with self-protection also fosters respect from others. People recognize when your actions are guided by integrity rather than compulsion. They see that you are fair, consistent, and deliberate. When kindness comes from strength rather than weakness, it carries weight and influence. Others are more likely to respond positively, follow your example, and take your words seriously. This form of kindness is not manipulative. It is grounded in reason and virtue, showing that your actions are deliberate, thoughtful, and aligned with your values. Life will inevitably present situations where your kindness is tested. Some may act unfairly, speak harshly, or take advantage of your generosity. In these moments, it is tempting to react in anger, withdraw completely, or feel bitterness. Courage and wisdom guide the response. Responding with measured kindness or deliberate restraint preserves your integrity without allowing others to disrupt your peace. You cannot control their choices, but you can control yours, and the quality of your actions reflects your character. Kindness also extends to yourself. Self-compassion does not mean indulgence or avoidance of responsibility. It means treating yourself with the same reasoned care you would offer a friend. Protecting your peace includes avoiding unnecessary self-criticism, maintaining healthy habits, and nurturing your mind and body. By being kind to yourself, you strengthen your capacity to act kindly toward others, because you operate from a place of stability and balance, rather than stress and depletion. Practicing kindness while protecting your peace requires awareness and reflection. You must regularly examine your interactions, your motivations, and your limits. Are you acting out of genuine care, or out of fear, guilt, or desire for approval? Are you helping in a way that is constructive or enabling harm? By reflecting on these questions, you refine your ability to act with balance, ensuring that your kindness is effective, meaningful, and sustainable. When you act with both kindness and self-protection, you navigate life with strength and composure. You become a source of calm and stability, not chaos. You offer help and compassion without losing yourself, influence others without controlling them, and maintain your dignity in all circumstances. This balance allows you to live with integrity, act with wisdom, and preserve the serenity necessary for a life guided by reason. Reflect daily on your thoughts and choices. Life moves quickly, and it is easy to get lost in routines, distractions, and external demands. Without reflection, you drift through each day reacting to circumstances rather than acting with purpose. Daily reflection is a tool to bring awareness, clarity, and intentionality into your life. It allows you to pause, examine your actions, and understand whether they align with your values and goals. Through this practice, you gain control over your mind, learn from mistakes, and grow in wisdom. Reflection is not a complex or mysterious activity. It begins with simple questions. What did I do today? How did I respond to challenges? Did my actions reflect my principles? Were there moments when I acted out of habit, emotion, or fear rather than reason? By asking these questions honestly, you become aware of patterns in your behavior, both constructive and harmful. Awareness is the first step toward improvement. Without it, mistakes are repeated, and opportunities for growth are lost. Daily reflection also strengthens self-discipline. When you examine your choices regularly, you notice where impulses, distractions, or laziness have influenced your actions. Recognizing these moments allows you to correct them in the future. Discipline is not about harshness or self-punishment. It is about aligning your actions with your understanding of what is right, effective, and meaningful. Each day becomes a chance to practice self-control and refine your habits, gradually shaping a life guided by reason rather than impulse. Reflection helps you manage emotions as well. Many people act under the influence of anger, fear, or desire, only to regret it later. By looking back on your reactions, you can identify patterns in your emotional responses and develop strategies to respond more calmly and wisely in the future. Reflection creates a distance between impulse and action, giving you the power to choose rather than react. This leads to more stable relationships, clearer thinking, and less regret over time. Another benefit of daily reflection is that it cultivates gratitude and appreciation. When you take time to review your day, you notice not only mistakes or shortcomings, but also successes, acts of kindness, and moments of learning. You begin to see what is truly valuable, rather than focusing only on what went wrong or what is missing. Gratitude shifts your perspective from scarcity to abundance, helping you to feel contentment and recognize the positive aspects of life that often go unnoticed in the rush of daily activities. Reflection also provides perspective on life's larger challenges. When difficulties arise, it is easy to feel overwhelmed or lost. By developing the habit of daily reflection, you train your mind to step back, observe situations objectively, and consider the best course of action. You begin to see that challenges are part of life, that mistakes are opportunities for learning, and that your reactions determine the quality of your experience more than the events themselves. This perspective fosters resilience, patience, and wisdom. Consistency is key. Reflection is most effective when done daily, even for a few minutes. Short periods of honest thought each evening or morning accumulate over time, creating a deep understanding of your behavior, your choices, and your priorities. Consistent reflection builds self-awareness, strengthens your ability to act with intention, and keeps your life aligned with your values. Daily reflection also strengthens your ability to set meaningful goals and act toward them. By regularly reviewing your actions, you identify what truly matters and what is wasted effort. You can adjust your priorities, focus your energy on what is productive, and let go of what is unnecessary. Over time, this practice shapes a life that is purposeful, deliberate, and grounded in reason rather than habit or external influence. Through daily reflection, you gain insight into yourself, develop self-discipline, strengthen your mind, and align your life with your values. You become more aware of your actions, and more thoughtful in your decisions, and more resilient in facing challenges. Each day becomes an opportunity to learn, improve, and live intentionally, turning ordinary moments into building blocks of wisdom and character.